last season square off at Sinclair College Sports Park. Today, OCAA softball with a rematch of last year's championship game between the Durham Lords and the undefeated Sinclair Saints. My name's Justin Prince. Welcome to today's action as we get all set to go to see how things square down between two teams squared off to determine who would become the best of the OCAA last season. The Durham Lords getting all set to go. Let's take a look at their starting lineup for today. Starting things off, Natalie Clemens from left field. Grace Hearns, the catcher, followed by Jocelyn Shelton at center field. Sydney Reddick starts at the designated hitter, followed by Abby Suffel. Bradley Easton and Hannah Oak, followed by Kaylin Wilson at third base, and Ariane Holland rounds out the lineup today at second base, as the flex of note will be the pitcher for the Durham Lords. Pitcher today, Emily Glendenning. Take a look at the pitcher now for the Sinclair Saints today. This is Brianna Kressler, who is setting up for her second start of the season. She came away with a victory last start in 7 innings of work, 12 strikeouts, 4 walks, just 2 hits allowed in that game. A complete game shutout for the transfer. Look at the warm-ups as these two teams get set to go. 4 of the top 5 pitchers in the entire OCAA taking part in today's game. A look at the defensive lineup for St. Clair. LaShawn Baltzer and LaFleur in the outfield, with Jalen Murphy at shortstop, Brian Gallen at third base. Then over at the second base mark is Alexis DiCarlo, Jacqueline Uchin at first, the pitcher, of course, Kressler, and today's catcher for the first of the 2 games on the docket today is Julia Brusso. Both teams just moments away from opening pitch here in Windsor, Ontario. Durham looking to try and keep up a 3-game winning streak with their 9-3 record entering today. St. Clair looking to keep up the 10-0 record. The weather conditions today, it feels like it is 18 degrees Celsius, at 73%. High wind gust, rain a possibility in the forecast today. It is worth noting. Keep that in mind. Both teams are all set to go to begin action. OCAA softball. We're underway from Windsor. Starting things off with a bunt attempt and hit foul to start things off. It's the left fielder in Clemens. Clemens coming into today hitting .412 of the season and 34 at-bats. That time trying to aim below the knees, missing. 1-1. 1-1 the count for the first at-bat of the game, Natalie Clemens.
I was just predicting the future of the first pitch. Exactly.
Mind those stat lines for the most recent games on the stat charts. 1-2. Contact to left center field. Tracked down by the center fielder and Baltzer for out number 1. Take a look at the replay as Deanna shot as well as Baltzer both converged on it. That brings up Grace Hearns. Starting things off with a strike, 0-1. Grace Hearns entered the weekend hitting .571. After yesterday, the hitting percentage did go up a bit higher, 23 hits entering today. This was fouled away to the screen, 0-2. Durham Lords in the midst of a lengthy road trip. The next few weeks, 6 games the road trip's length. Road trip started off against Fanshawe on the 18th and yesterday against Lambton. Dribbled over to the pitcher, played by Kressler. Throw to Uchin, gets the out. 1-3 ground out for the second out. 2 away.
Now batting for Durham, number 19, Jocelyn Shelton.
Routine play straight to Kressler, who continues a strong start to her season. That brings up Shelton. Shelton pops it up. Russo tracks it down. And the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first inning. Just like that. Take us down into the bottom of the first inning. No hits, no runs, no errors, no scores so far here on We Digital. Look over at the scoreboard as currently no hits for either side. Of course, heading to the bottom of the first inning, though, a chance that could change with Sinclair having one of the best offenses. The league coming into today's second in hitting. Today could be more challenging, though, with the pitching staffs as mentioned, with one of the top pitchers in the rubber. Take a look at the Sinclair lineup for today. Shaylin Murphy at shortstop, Sierra Baltzer at center field, and a Kressler, the pitcher, in third. Then Amy Clayton, who had a number change entering the weekend, switching to 55, worth noting, fourth. Uchin, LaFleur, Brusso, LaChance, Cowan, and DeCarlo is the flex. Here is Glenn Denning's stats coming into today. 4 starts, 6 game appearances. 5-1 the record with an ERA entering the weekend at 1.80, around 1.97 should say. So far the strikeout count with yesterday's games up to 40. Going to the weekend start.
Leading things off for the Saints, number 28, Shaylin Murphy.
Leading things off, Shaylin Murphy. Shaylin Murphy starts things off watching one down in the turf, 1-0 to begin this count. Shaylin Murphy has seen so far 555, 59 on the season. That is in the top 5 in hitting. Murphy to left center. Out to the warning track for a ground rule double. Shaylin Murphy picking up an extra base hit to start off the hitting on the second pitch of the day. Face for Sinclair. That brings up Sierra Baltzer. Starts off with the rice ball up high, 1-0. That one down the heart of the plate for the first strike, 1-1. Runner at second, nobody out already here in the top, make it the bottom of the first inning. That one dribbled by the catcher. Murphy runs back, no play for Hearns. Baltzer entered today with a .429 batting average, 14 runs of note, compared to a 10 RBI, swing and miss, strike 2. Chopped down the line, foul. Your capacity grandstand crowd in attendance today. Plenty on the hills. Sinclair Sports Park to watch softball action. And swinging like a garden hose there. Swing and a miss for the first out.
Now batting for the Saints, number 13.
That brings up
Brianna
the pitcher,
Kressler.
Brianna Kressler. And working quick to left field. And quickly into the glove of Clemens for the fly out. The second out. Some loud contact from Sinclair's bats today. As a team, the Saints hitting .475 entering today. But the player to watch today, Amy Clayton. Season's MVP, watches one just above the letters. 1-0. Clayton yesterday hit for the cycle against the Mountaineers. That one goes below the... No. In for the strike, just at the knees, in fact, 1-1. Clayton, a league-high batting average of near 750. That one goes out 2-1. Clayton several times this season has also hit powerful home runs to the parking lot. Not getting anything there, 3-1. On deck, Jacqueline Uchin. Chopped down the third base line. Wilson comes up within foul territory. Full count, 3-2. Murphy at second. 2 away. Clayton gets underneath it. Down the line, gets in for extra bases. Murphy comes in to score. Clayton trying to move all the way to third, comes in for a triple. A stand-up triple for Amy Clayton, her second triple of the season.
Now batting for your Saints, number 3.
Clayton catching several of the outfielders as well as a couple of the infielders off guard. And Sinclair is on the board. It's 1-0. Up at the plate, Jacqueline Uchin watching one to start. 0-1. Uchin, 8 games played, 10 hits on the season. Now adds an 11th to the outfield and left. Clayton comes in to score, an RBI single. The throw goes offline, however, and ruled to second. They have actually moved Uchin now all the way to third as a result of the throwing mistake. And Ore Glendenning calling for a timeout. And a discussion up on in the circle. And the rubber. Denning coming into today had allowed 15 total runs on the season. The conference being broken up.
Now batting for the Saints, number 18, Judy LaFleur.
With a runner now at third, Judy LaFleur looks to bring the runner in to score, watching a ball 1-0 to start. LaFleur, a .484 hitter entering today. Fleur down the right field line, but curving foul. Fleur 8 RBIs entering today. Also those with 9 appearances. Is that one? To the screen, strike 2. Uchin at third. 2 away. Sinclair up 2-0 in the bottom of the first inning. Trying to frame that one. Doesn't get the picture frame to fit 2-2. The 2-2. Upstairs on the rice ball, missing. Inside 3-2. Joey Abruzzo on deck. And this one fouled down the left field line and on top of the batting cages as the ball finds itself a new home. Setting up for the 3-2 again. Outside for a walk. Runners at the corners. 2 away for Joey Abruzzo.
Now batting for the Saints, number 2, Julia Brusso.
Joey Abruzzo moving into the batter's box with her 5th appearance of the season. A 273 hitter this season, 3 for 11. That one down below the knees to start inside at 1-0. Sinclair starting off where they left off with their matchup against Mohawk yesterday. Saints have had 5 straight games in Mercy Rule territory. This one in the infield, caught by the shortstop in Easton. And the side is retired. Sinclair brings in 2 runs to start things off in Windsor. Heading to the top of the 2nd inning. St. Clair leads 2-0. You're watching We Digital. WeDigital.ca for OCAA softball.
Every child should learn how to swim, for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's Swim Team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's Swim Team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you would.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Look back at the ballpark after an inning to play. St. Clair picking up a 2-0 advantage after several swings. Laying things up to the outfield.
Now batting for Durham,
That bottom of
number
the
29,
first inning.
Sydney Reddick.
To the top of the 2nd we go, as to lead things off this time will be Sydney Reddick. Reddick this time the designated player. Swings and misses to start, 0-1. Reddick entered the weekend hitting .286. That one's watched for a late called strike 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 for the first strikeout for St. Clair today.
Now batting for Durham, number 22, Abby Sufel.
That brings up Abby Suffel. Suffel, about a .345 hitter. Today as that one just got a foul tip. Strike 1 up on the board. Durham as a team entered this matchup today, averaging .336 as a team up at the plate. That one tight inside, 1-1. One out in the top of the 2nd inning. 1-1 the count. The pitch. outside and low. 2-1. Looking to deal. Kressler. Again, trying to aim for the bottom corner. Misses. 3-1. A good hitter's count for Suffel. Easton on deck. Shortstop. Contact pass, second base. Out of the reach of DeCarlo. Some trouble in the outfield. Thrown on in by LaFleur. Suffel moves to second. And Durham gets themselves in the hit column. See the trouble in the outfield that helped extend it to an extra base opportunity. So that brings up Easton, the shortstop. Easton swings and misses to start, 0-1. Easton entered the weekend hitting .240. Popped up. Kressler calls for it, gets it. That gets the second out of the inning. Work out from the rubber. That brings up Hannah Oak. Hannah Oak some struggles up at the plate for part of the season. That one starts off outside, 1-0. Yesterday did raise the batting average above 200 entering this Sunday's matchups. This one up high, 2-0. Runner at second, 2 away in the top of the second.
Did anyone know it was a pass? No. I did. Oh, you gotta vocalize more right there. You gotta be mad. Scream at me.
Getting underneath this one. To right field, LaFleur tracks it down. And the side is retired. So, 1 hit, no runs, no errors. And Sinclair maintains a 2-0 advantage over Durham entering the bottom of the second inning here in Windsor.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of...
Welcome back to Windsor, Ontario for more coverage of OCAA softball. For the bottom of the second, Tanner LaChance starting things off with a foul ball. But this at-bat, 0-1 the count. LaChance followed by Cowan and Murphy in the lineup today. In this bottom of the second, inside, 1-1. Fouled back to the screen, 1-2. Shots entering the weekend, hitting above 500. Swings and misses for strike 3. Second strikeout for St. Clair's batting staff today.
Now batting for the Saints, number 12, Raya.
That brings up Raya Cowan. Cowan starts things off with the strike watched 0-1. Cowan entering today, hitting .333. Down the left field line, but curving foul. That counts for the second strike, 0-2.
It has to land on the inside of the white line. Yeah, first pass. But if it doesn't touch the line,
It can touch the line. If it touches the line, it's there. Oh, he touch or
Swings and misses for strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts. Glendenning.
Now batting for the Saints, number 28, Shaylin Murphy.
That brings up Shaylin Murphy. Last time up for Shaylin Murphy. She get into a ground rule double as that one attempting to bunt. Pulls it back though, 1-0.
is a bunt considered a hit?
If they get on base clean, yeah.
Watches that one tight in the knees, 2-0.
Durham's definitely better than every other team.
They lost both games to Hungary.
Murphy. Back to left center. Off the glove of Clemens. And Murphy gets to second for a second double in 2 innings. Again, another laser beam by Murphy. It's on to her season totals and doubles. Murphy now with 5 doubles on the season as Baltzer is back up at the plate. Last time up for Baltzer, it was a strikeout for the center fielder. Baltzer into left field. Lands in front of Clemens. Murphy comes in to score. Baltzer stretches to the second. The throw bounces around. Baltzer gets all the way to third. A single and an advance on the throw. 3-0 St. Clair. This is where the opportunity comes in for the errors. You see the throw goes off line to Hearns. Taking advantage, Baltzer all the way. In live action. A wild pitch to the backstop allows the run to come in to score. It's now 4-0 St. Clair. Kressler at the plate, flew out last time. He's looking to extend this rally. Pops it up. Watched by Pollen. Pollen picks it up on the flyout. Side is retired. St. Clair extends the gap to 4-0. After 2 innings of play, you're watching We Digital for coverage of OCAA softball from the St. Clair Sports Park. The dogs have come out to the park today, and some of them enjoying the action in turn. St. Clair leading by 4 after 2 innings of play. Rematch of last year's gold medal game that took place here at this sports park just last October. Leading things off for this inning for Durham. Wilson, followed by Pullen. Then to the top of the lineup card for Clemens. So Wilson sets things up at the plate. Starts off watching a strike. Strike the umpire has called. On the board, though, it's a 1-0. 0-1 is the official count. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Pitch, swings and misses. That's strike 3. So that brings up the second baseman.
Now batting for Durham, number 5,
Ariane Poulin is now up at the plate. A first-year player from Saskatchewan. Went to Tommy Douglas Collegiate. Starting off for the strike, 0-1. Working quick for the 0-1. Rise ball too high, 1-1. And fastball way all the way towards the backstop, nearly 2-1. 1 out in the top of the third inning, 2-1 the count for Poulin. Swings that one down at the turf, 2-2. Corners tucked in, chop to Murphy. Play over to Euchin at first, gets the second out. A 6-3 ground out. Brings Durham back to the top of the lineup card.
Now batting for Durham, number 18, Natalie Clemens.
See the initial strikeout moments ago as Clemens comes back up to the plate. Clemens last time up at the plate flew out to center, or technically left field, but played by Baltzer, the center fielder. Starts off with a strike, 0-1. The 0-1. Tried to pull back a bunt, instead fouls it away, 0-2. Clemens sets up at the plate for the 0-2 pitch. Just gets a piece of it. Dive by Cowan. Throw to first in time, and the side's retired. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the third inning this time. And the St. Clair Saints hold on to a 4-0 advantage entering the bottom of the third inning here in Windsor on We Through Dome.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers in.
big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between. Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
To pick up a single, Clayton first pitch swinging,
Now up for the Saints.
and now is on base for the next. They're in the lineup in Jacqueline Euchin. Jacqueline Euchin watches the off-speed to start things off 0-1. Julia LaFleur falls in the lineup, followed by Julia Brusso.
1-yard touchdown run by
Euchin to center field, tracked down by Shelton. The FA gets the first out of the inning.
Now up for the Saints, number 18, Judy LaFleur.
Jody LaFleur back up to the plate. Last time up, walked.
It was a 1-yard run.
Starts off with a rice ball too high. 1-0.
Like, we gave him such good field position. Like, what are we screwing?
Getting a piece of it. LaFleur bloops it to center. Clayton taking her time to get the second. Gets in safely. So runners at first and second with one out.
Number 2, Julia Brusso.
Julia Brusso now up at the plate. Gets underneath this one. Suffle tracks it down for the fly. That picks up the second out of the inning and brings up Tiana LaChance.
Now batting for your Saints, number 5, Tiana LaChance.
LaChance last time up struck out. This time pops it up. Played by the first baseman Oak. And the side is retired. So 2 runners get aboard via hits. 2 are left on base in turn. The St. Clair Saints hold on to a 4-0 advantage after 3 innings to play here on We Digital.
What can milk do? Well, it can turn you into a morning person. It can help fuel some pretty tough stuff. And it can definitely make cartoons funnier.
No, it can't.
Oh, well, it can have a little edge. But come on, even kiddies love it. It'll keep up with you at any age. It makes engines whir and creme brulee cremmy. It's one of the easiest labels you'll ever read. And anything that makes this happen is pretty special. In fact, what can't milk do?
Welcome back to Winter Ontario for more coverage of today's action. St. Clair holding on to a 4-0 advantage here on We Digital for OCAA softball. Just Prince with you for today's doubleheader action. A busy day here at the St. Clair Sports Park. St. Clair trying to keep up an undefeated record in today's action. Keep in mind, Amy Clayton has been red hot. It's worth noting. As mentioned, it was a cycle recorded for Clayton yesterday. Yesterday against Mohawk, she was 8 for 8 alone. So far, 2 for 2. She's been hitting 10 for 10 on the weekend. The outfielders are having some fun, but Durham looking to try and get a bit of fun of their own in up at the plate. Hearns, Shelton, and Rennick coming up to the plate to begin this 4th inning of play. Let's take a look at the OCAA women's softball standings. The undefeated record, of course, top of the standings entering today. Fanshawe Falcons, just the 2 losses 10-2, in fact, after yesterday. The Durham Lords, as mentioned, 9-3 entering today. Humber at that mark as well. Conestoga, the last above 500. Then Seneca, Sheridan, Lambton, and Mohawk all trying to find a way to get closer to 500. In the case of Mohawk, just the one victory in the standings. Bit of a longer stoppage for the start of this top of the fourth inning of play. So Hearns sets up at the plate. Hearns last time up, grounded out to the pitcher. Cresswell was able to make the play quickly to Uchin. Starting things off down below the knees, 1-0. The 1-0. Chop foul for the first strike, 1-1. 1-1 is the count.
Sean Taylor will always be the worst for me, though. The Sean Taylor thing will always be the worst.
It's one ball, right?
One ball. Oh, the dancing.
Yeah. Zoned out.
I wasn't talking about Jackson. I'll never talk about Jackson.
Fouled away out to the grandstands for the second strike. 1-2.
New system. Hang with him.
There's 2 strikes, right? 2 strikes. One ball and 2 strikes. Highest.
There's kids here.
We got it for next time, don't worry.
As long as there's kids here, we don't got to worry about it.
Kressler. The rise ball fouled away again, stays 1-2.
16's up to bat, yeah?
That goes out. Oh my.
Hearing word that that ball hit the monument that is set up just outside the grandstands here at the stadium. The 1-2 once again, Kressler. Swing and miss, strike 3. Third strikeout for Kressler today. So that brings up Shelton.
Number 19, Jocelyn Shelton.
Shelton last time up, popped up. Starts off with one watch for the ball, 1-0. The 1-0. Pops it up again. Uchin. Wash, rinse, repeat. Second straight pop-up to Uchin for the second out.
Now batting for Durham, number 29, Sydney Reddick.
For our system it is. Okay. I don't know what it is for. Well, I'm trying to be writing it down.
That brings up Reddick, who struck out last time up. Uchin thought about going around, didn't. Watches the ball, 1-0. 2 outs in the top of the fourth inning. Just one hit so far for the Durham Lords to Sinclair 7. Inside for the corner strike. 1-1.
Horrible. Players that play the whole 4 innings, what are you doing game?
They had a help coach the basketball team. They had none of our guys with assist in the first half.
The 1-1 swerves outside. 2-1.
It's never happened ever.
Yeah.
No, we didn't see any. 2 10-minute quarters.
Kressler. The 2-1 popped up to the edge of the screen. Cowan able to track it down. The side is retired. The Durham Lord bats being kept cool. This cool day in Windsor. St. Clair leads 4-0 entering the bottom of the fourth inning here on We Digital. More dogs in attendance, this one dressed for the occasion. As St. Clair leads 4-0 entering the bottom of the fourth inning. St. Clair starting off at the bottom of the lineup card, Ryan Cowan, followed by Shaylin Murphy at the top. Baltzer starting things off with a flyout. Cowan with a cold streak now building up for the first out. Let's take a look. This is from the previous inning. That brings up Shaylin Murphy, who has had 2 doubles today. Murphy trying to go for a bunt, had the leap over the ball. Ball 1. Keep in mind, St. Clair third in the OCAA in hit by pitches this season with 5. Durham has 6. The 1-0. Nearly to the shoe tops again, 2-0. 2-0. Rise ball floats out of the zone, 3-0. On deck, Baltzer. Murphy sits on it. Doesn't get the green light. It's 3-1. The 3-1 quickly. Murphy off to Easton. Throw to first. And an error by Oak. So Murphy getting aboard. A runner at first, 1 out.
Number 16, Sierra Baltzer.
Squeezes out of Oak's glove. Throw that was in time. That brings up Baltzer. Baltzer, last time up, hit a single after striking out. Start off the game. Starts off with a strike, 0-1. Down into the turf. Murphy to second on the stolen base. 1-1, now the count. Keep in mind, Shaylin Murphy last season had a very massive amount of stolen bases. This season, it's been a bit more quieter in that regards. Watch for the ball, 2-1. Murphy entered today with just 4 stolen bases. That was the 5th of the season for her. Watched again, 3-1. Keep in mind, that total just mentioned, she's got just about all of the stolen bases. 6 for the Saints entering today. That one bounces in. Error once again at third, it appears.
Now batting for the Saints,
runners at first and second after the mistake by Wilson. That brings up Kressler. Kressler popped up last time. Gets underneath this one. And fouled out of the park. 0-1 the count. Runners at first and second with 1 away. Rise ball misses for the first ball, 1-1. Again, runners at first and second. Both of them reaching via error here in this inning. Up high, 2-1. See Durham with a shift. Shelton in left center. That one, watch for the ball again. Another hitter's count, 3-1. This one fouled away, full count, 3-2. On deck, Amy Clayton. Down into the turf it goes. Kressler aboard with a walk. Glendenning's outing now with its first major jam.
55, Amy
Amy Clayton with a chance to blow the game wide open here with the bases loaded. First pitch, rice ball, misses. 1-0. Last time up for Clayton, a single. Clayton to left center. Back it goes. Bye-bye. It's a grand slam for Amy Clayton. Clayton with her 5th home run of the season. It's now 8-0. And the second that went off the bat, you knew it was gone.
Yes, she gets 4 RBIs.
Out of the reach of Shelton.
Now batting for the Saints, number 3, Jacqueline
Glendenning with her worst outing of the season by a wide margin now. 8 runs on 9 hits. Up at the plate, Jacqueline Uchin watches the ball, 1-0. The 1-0. Uchin pops it to the sky. And they can't make a play on it. It's in play. Uchin moves to second. And a 3rd error of the inning for the Lords. And things are spiraling here in the 4th.
Number 18, Judy LaFleur.
Look at the play. This going against Wilson. Wilson's 2nd error this inning. As that brings up Judy LaFleur, the right fielder. Last time up for LaFleur, a base hit. She's also walked today. Watches that one for a strike, 1-1. Or rather, a ball. Uchin at second, 1 away. Up high. That one is a ball. 2-1. Outside yet again, 3-1.
This pitcher doesn't know what to do. No. When she puts it over the plate, they hit it.
On deck, Julia Brusso. And that one misses. Runners now at first and second. And now a conference up at the rubber. Julia Brusso getting the command. No signal yet for a change up on the rubber, though. Keep in mind that Glendenning was tied for the lead in victories entering today and second in strikeouts. Brusso watches things to start 1-0. Brusso last time up flew out to right field. The outfield is shifted to the left here, and now it looks like a conference being called by Jamie Baker. Jamie Baker, the 2nd year as the head coach, won the title for the OCAA in his first year as the head coach, for being a longtime pitching coach with multiple OCAA championships to his name. Looks like Glendenning keeping themselves in for the rubber.
Amy's got 11 hits in a row. You realize how difficult that is?
11 hits straight, by the way. The word for Clayton. Brusso watches that one for the strike, 1-1.
Leading the league before that happened.
The 1-1. Hit back to the screen, 1-2. Runners at first and second in what has been an onslaught of an inning. 4 runs coming from a grand slam from Clayton moments ago. To right field, but making a play on it is Suffle for the second out. Quick look at the play. A look at the scoreboard, and as you can tell, Sinclair having an exciting last inning. It's 8-0 after 9 hits total picked up by Sinclair, including the grand slam by Amy Clayton, her 4th of the season. She was tied for the most in the OCAA entering the day. Kressler looking to keep things where they're at with just the 1 hit allowed today. As well as 3 strikeouts up in the rubber. Suffle, who made the diving play to end the last inning, leads things off. She has the only hit of the day for Durham. Off speed for a ball, 1-0 to start. Suffle followed by Easton in the lineup, as well as Oak. Kressler taking the time to get the signs. 1-0. Slapped hard to right field. In for a throw to first for the out. A bullet of a throw from LaFleur to get out number 1. And an absolute laser from LaFleur for the solid contact. So a 9-3 ground throw. Watch for Easton for strike 1 meanwhile. Easton from Bowmanville, Ontario. Plenty of time being taken for Kressler this time, the 0-1. Thought about going. Did it go around? Yes. Strike 2. Kressler trying to get the outside corner, misses. 1-2. The 1-2. Up high. Misses. 2-2. 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. 2-2 the count. The pitch. Swing and miss. Strike 3. And the 4th strikeout of the game now for Kressler. That brings up Oak.
Why wouldn't you want to play right field? That's where all the action is.
Starts off with 1 at the knees for the strike. 0-1. Oak from Brooklyn, Ontario. Went to Brooklyn High School. Was a part that strong first-year class seen last season. Fouled away. Strike 2 as the ball visits a puddle. and some bowlers. The parking lot sees the ball go on an adventure, 0-2 in live play. And the ball makes another friend. It's 0-2 still. And that young fan has found some more softballs to be able to keep. Maybe. Down into the turf, 1-2. Working in for the 1-2. Down to the turf again, 2-2. Cresswell looking to deal the 2-2. To left field, LaChance dives at it for another diving play. And the Sparklers continue to be lit out in the outfield. Another spectacular play, this time from LaChance. How do you do? To the bottom of the fifth we go here on Wheat Digital.
Which one were we connected to?
Good evening, sir. Where are you coming from?
I was just at a buddy's watching a game.
Have you consumed any alcohol tonight?
I had a couple beers.
Thanks. Can I ask you to step out of the vehicle, please?
How many drinks does it take to impair your ability to drive safely? Having even just a few casual drinks can impair your driving ability to the point that you could lose your license for at least 3 days or more.
Hi, honey. Can you come pick me up?
Play it safe with alcohol. If you plan on drinking, don't plan on driving.
Number 12, Raya Cowan.
Still in the game is Glendenning, despite the grand slam allowed last inning. Raya Cowan leads things off this time. Strike up at the box, 0-1. Cowan fouls it away for strike 2.
There was a Elsa.
Oh, never mind. There was a 4 in the 7th inning for a second.
Yeah, it does happen.
But yeah, that happened a while ago. So the stuff he's putting in there.
Cowan so far 0 for 2 today, a strikeout and a flyout. Watches strike 3. Cowan set down on strikes for a second time.
Now batting for the Saints, number 28.
That brings up the top of the lineup,
Murphy.
Shaylin Murphy. Murphy dribbles it to Easton. Throw to Oak at first in time for the second out. Then working quickly this fifth inning rather.
Now batting
That brings
for
up
Saints,
Balzer.
number 16, Sierra Balzer.
Balzer starts off watching a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, she's throwing runner, huh?
Balzer so far today, 1 hit, 1 reach via error, a strikeout as that one's fouled away, strike 2. 0-2 for Balzer. Balzer swings to the off-speed, misses. The side is retired. 2 strikeouts and 3 at-bats. Retired the side after 5 innings of work. St. Clair still leads 8-0 here from Windsor. to start off the 6th inning for her 3rd appearance, her first non-start appearance of the season. Sports with you here on Weed Digital. Let's talk about Amy Clayton and how she has been pitching-wise. Just 3 innings of work this season. She does have a victory to her credit. 3 hits allowed, 2 runs, 2 earned. Includes 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. An ERA, though, of 4.67. Those respective innings of work. Keep in mind, though, the pitching staff has allowed 1.07. There's that you see now on screen to be able to showcase that. Keep in mind, not a lot of work pitching-wise so far for Clayton entering today compared to last season.
Okay, so for Sinclair, 8 in, 5 out.
Amongst the other changes, Madison Barber has been brought in. That was fouled away to start. Up at the plate, 0-1. Up at that plate is Wilson, the 3rd baseman, who struck out in the 3rd inning. On the lineup by Poulin and Clemens.
Clayton, 55, goes to pitcher. Kressler, number 13, goes to 3rd base.
Watches the strike.
And Cowan, number 12,
0-2.
is now the DP.
Wilson waiting. It's time called. Wilson, from Pickering, Ontario, went to Markham District. 0-2 the count up of the plate. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. One tight inside. Missing for the 1-2.
Well, I don't understand why it went, but could be the computer too.
Clayton, 1-2, swing and miss, and Clayton records her first strikeout.
Now batting for the Lords, number 5.
That brings up Poulin. Clayton taking her time on these pitches. The rise ball misses to start 1-0. One earlier, 6-3 ground out. One at bat for her today. Down to the turf, 2-0.
Yeah, we actually were going to teach someone to swim when next game tennis because for nationals we got 2 diamonds there.
Is that a ball or a strike? Ball. Okay. The only gold numbers we got left that aren't being used are, I think, Jacqueline and Mateo.
Clayton taking lots of time between pitches. That one counts for the strike in the corner, 2-1.
Everyone wearing these, we're on the athletic board, so we get scholarships, but everyone else is getting paid.
I get paid. Yeah. I don't get paid.
Clayton works for the 2-1. Misses outside, 3-1.
They promised me some bling, so it's not yet coming. Oh, okay, yeah.
Hey, and you get free tickets to every softball game.
Well, I got
On deck, top of the line, Clemens. Is that one? Just got a piece of that one for the strike, 3-2.
Are you wanting me to show someone how to do this, or?
Yeah, next game. Who did I want?
You want a board member or a non-board member? The only board member that's left is Jacqueline.
Chopped over to second. The throw to Carlo. Over to Yuchin. Gets it. For the second out.
Alvin's going to do music.
Yeah, Alvin's going to do that.
And a chopper right up the plate. Originally bobbled by to Carlo, but still enough time to get the throw.
Now batting for Durham, number 18, Natalie Clemens.
That brings up Clemens.
It's not that complicated.
Well, Jack or Faye, you pick.
Clemens fouls it to the screen to start, 0-1. Clemens so far today, 0 for 2. Flew out in the first, grounded out in the third. One down to the turf, 1-1.
Yeah, that's my thinking. Like, I mean, it's not, he just found his groove at the table. No offense to him.
Played in the sign, the throw. Rise ball misses, 2-1. Bolts are watching along for the outfield. Shifted over a few feet. That one called for the strike, 2-2. The 2-2 for Clayton. Popped up to the top of the screen. Knocked on down. Once the changes of note, a different number at catcher. Russo, no longer at catcher, currently at that spot is Emily Erskine. The 2-2 again, this time to Yuchin. Chin takes it herself. The 3 unassisted. That ends the top of the 6th inning. 8-0 St. Clair still to score here on We Digital. Heading to the bottom of the frame right after this, you're watching OCAA softball.
My name is Nicole Pekala. Before I was in the welding program, I was a pet nutritionist at a pet shop for about 3 years. You'll be surprised how great it is to be a woman in the trades because it's such a welcoming community. Every woman that I've met that's in the trades program or has studied within the trades is just so happy to be in it. And why wouldn't you want to be a part of something that everybody else is enjoying and loving themselves?
Ontario for more coverage of OCAA softball on WeDigital.ca. Heading to the bottom of the 6th inning, the wind gusts continuing, the clouds starting to really settle above the sports park. No showers yet. We'll see if that jinxes that. Leading things off is Kressler. Starts off with a ball in this count 1-0. Followed by Clayton and Yuchin. That time watched again for an air ball, 2-0. Look over to Coach Doug Wiseman, who watches that one called a late strike 1, 2-1. Remember, around this point last season, St. Clair was also undefeated before their matchups against Fanshawe in early October. 3-1. 3-1 quickly to left field and brought down by Clemens for out number 1. That brings up Amy Clayton. And Clayton with a chance for her second cycle hit in 2 days. A double, and Clayton hits for the cycle. And starting off with one nearly hitting her, 1-0. The outfield shifted deep. Clayton dribbles it to Easton. Throw to Oak in time. That picks up the second out.
Now batting for your Saints, number 3,
Straight to Easton with weak contact. And that is her first at-bat not leading to a hit of the weekend. That brings Yuchin up for the strike to start, 0-1. Yuchin reached via arrow last time, flew out also on a single earlier. Now to the 1-1 on the roll. Yuchin hits the top of the screen as that lands into the grandstands.
Relay. Oh, no, he wants it. He wants it. Hey, Sinclair, something Sinclair.
1-2 the count. Yuchin fouls it again.
He worked yesterday, though, so I think that's
All rolls through the parking lot. Once again, 1-2.
Put it on top of this,
Yuchin gets it past Easton. And a runner gets aboard. Mercy rule triggering runner is up at the plate.
Judy LaFleur.
Ruled. Is on to the play. By the way, I believe the young fan who picked up 2 balls earlier now has a third.
Jeopardy.
It looks like a discussion now up on the rubber. Glendenning kept in still.
There's a guy in the crowd that has an all rise for the judge sign when Judy comes up.
Going for the bunt this time. Judy LaFleur nearly taking one to the mask. Did not go around. Ball called by the umpire in the edge of the infield. 1-0. One up below the letters this time for the strike. 1-1.
Shocking. Matt Ryan got stripped from the trail over there.
Fleur fouls it away. That rolls over to Acumen Stadium and sends the children running for it. 1-2. The 1-2. Reaching for LaFleur. In for a base hit. Runners at first and second, and a chance to end the first of the 2 games today here with one swing.
Number 33, Emily Erskine.
Emily Erskine up at the plate. Fouls it behind the grandstands to start 0-1. Yuchin at second, LaFleur at first. 2 outs. Erskine coming into today, 7 appearances, 12 at-bats. Pops it up again. Now to 0-2. Those at-bats, 5 hits.
Look at the parking lot, too. Everyone's...
The 0-2 again. That one rolls away. Waters caught off guard a bit. No, they say strikeout, side retired. So the St. Clair Saints, 8-0 advantage entering the 7th. St. Clair looking to close it out in the top of the frame right after this. some of the children having some fun. I am not sure what they are doing with that grass and that dirt and slash rock. But as we enter the top of the 7th inning, it is worth noting this is the first time in a long while St. Clair has gotten to this mark. The last time St. Clair didn't trigger a mercy rule and or didn't say score 9 runs in 1 inning to play was September the 17th against Humber. Up at the plate to lead things off is Hearns. Hearns last time struck out, 0 for 2 today. Start out fastball missing, outside of 1-0. Shelton and Rennick falling up in the lineup. Similar pattern to what was seen in the 4th inning. Going for the bunt, Clayton. Throw over to first in time for the first out. 1-4 ground out. Carlo coming up to help.
Now batting for the Lords, number 19, Jocelyn Shelton.
Just one. Count it, one base runner today for the Durham Lords in the first game of this doubleheader. They're on the verge of their 4th loss of the season to break a 3-game winning streak. Up at the plate with a 1-0 count now is Shelton. Play to the throw. Shot foul for the first strike. 1-1.
It's probably a touchdown. There's too many things.
Are you kidding me? I literally went to a Blue Jays game every night. I watch every game.
You gotta be definitive to switch it. It's not definitive.
The 1-1. Chopped over to third. The play by Kressler. Picks up a 5-3 ground out, and St. Clair is 1 out away from win 11.
Now batting for the Lords, number 29, Sydney Rennick.
Routine play again on the ground out. This will not end it here. It's a ground rule double instead for Rennick. First ground rule double to right field, and those kids who were playing with that rock and grass have now found a ball to play with instead. And now they're posing for a photo. Suffle to the plate meanwhile. Starts off with fastball missing, 1-0. Suffle, the only base runner today for Durham prior to that ground rule double. Foul to the screen, 1-1. The 1-1. Straight through the wickets. To center. The runner stops at third. Runners now at the corners with still 2 outs. And just through the splits of Clayton. Walter able to keep the runner in check, though. As up at the plate comes Easton. Easton off speed. Counts for the strike, 0-1. Runners at first and third. 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Durham with 2 of their 3 hits in this frame. To the backstop, a wild pitch. And Seffel moves up to second. Both runners in scoring position. Still 2 outs.
That's unnecessary roughness.
The 1-1. Chop to Clayton. To close it out to Uchin. And Sinclair moves to 11-0.
And that's the ball game with your
Sinclair wins 8-0 over the Durham Lords to start the doubleheader. The St. Clair Saints keep an undefeated record into the second game of the doubleheader, taking place later on today, the approximate opening pitch time at 3 p.m. Eastern. Catch that here on WeDigital.ca. But until then, it's time to say goodbye for now. For the rest of our crew, I'm Justin Prince saying so long. We'll see you for the second game of the doubleheader in just a bit.